Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday. You're listening to Be in the Driver's Seat, and I am Regina, the queen of Carlones.
Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. T. Happy Saturday.
You know what? Super excited for today. How
Yeah.
was your week?
You know what? I had a really good week, Regina. Shout out to the Salvation Army. They doing some great things, helping families in the city of Detroit. And so I got the opportunity to work with a lot of families this week, and I'm excited.
Well, we always talk about partnership, right?
Yeah.
Partnership with partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Salvation Army is doing some great things, not only in Detroit but just in Pontiac, just
Yeah.
period, right?
Yeah, all over the metro Detroit area, period.
But
Southeastern Michigan, all over the world, actually. We have Salvation Army and Europe. They all over,
Well,
literally.
I salute you
Yeah.
because of the community service and things that you do in the community. Because wherever you go, you put your footprint in it.
Amen.
And when you're involved in something, no matter what it is, you want to be able to put your footprint in it, and you want to
Mm-hmm.
be able to pave your own way, do
That's true.
things that other people haven't done, or you do the same things, but you create your own lane, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's what you do. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
thank you.
salute you today,
Thank
only
you.
today.
You know what? I can.
Maybe for just this 1 hour. Then after the show, I'm
Mhm.
gonna go back to being Regina the Queen, the pain in your butt.
Okay, well, yeah. You mean the one to stay on my couch?
Oh, what does that mean?
Yeah.
That's a little
Pain in my
shade this
butt.
morning.
No, no, but I did want to go back and just say, I appreciate that. I consider this heart work, HEART work, not really hard work. So it's an honor and a privilege for me to be able to serve God's people.
Well, amen, amen. Shout out to the individuals that go the extra mile for people, even just not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Just going the extra mile, just doing more for people. When you see a certain situation, if you have that in your heart, right?
Yeah.
Because you didn't say hard work, you said it
Heart.
heart,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if
Yeah.
you actually have it in your heart, when you see someone that needs something, or you see someone that you can help, you automatically spring into action like Superwoman. Or if
Mm-hmm.
you're a man, Superman, and you don't think about it
Yeah.
because it's in your DNA,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Some people are born, it's innate. You're born with it. I appreciate I'm a servant. So if I see a need, I want to meet the need. And so everybody is not like that, but those of us who, jumps right into action. Shout out to y'all this morning.
Well, you know what? We do want to say this. We are giving out Detroit Pistons tickets this morning.
And they winning, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all want to go?
Well, they didn't. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, they are beating. They are winning. But
Don't be throwing no shade because of the Mike Tyson fight last night.
well,
But
okay. So wait. Before we talk about that, so Monday night is the Detroit Pistons game. I'm not even sure who they're playing.
the tickets are free.
Okay, but and they're good seats.
They
Okay,
are good seats.
but you have to call in today. You have to be our first caller. So when you do call in, you have to be able to talk about something relevant to the topic that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So this morning, call in at 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128, and the number is strolling across the screen. We're giving away 2 free Piston tickets to the first caller.
And now listen, I need y'all to go to the game because these are good seats. So if you call and you win these tickets,
They're not nosebleed.
we definitely want to see a picture of you at the game so we can put it up on the bids page. So these are great seats. We want you to win. So y'all tune in. Listen, we got news you can use today.
So today's topic, we are talking about. Well, I won't say today's topic, but our word of the day, our word of the week is warranty. And you guys know I'm the Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and so I am going to actually give you what I think or what I looked up far as the warranty that I'm going to explain that so that you can understand, right? Because when you being in the car business, we have our own lingo and the terms and things that we talk about sometimes that customers don't understand. But when I went to internet, Google, our favorite friend, it says a car warranty is a contract, and that is true, that covers certain repairs or replacements on vehicles, mechanical components or parts that have defects or malfunctions. Now, we call it a car warranty or we call it an extended service contract. Now, one thing I want to say about warranties is it typically does not cover routine maintenance. And then it parts that wear out due to normal use. So listen up. Your brakes are going on your vehicle? No, 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 no. It's not covered under warranty. Get your brakes fixed. So damage from accidents or using the car in unintended way. No, it's not covered. If your tire blow out, that's not covered under your extended warranty unless you're getting tire and wheel. So that's all I got before on warranty. I'm gonna let you have your. You gonna put your warranty related to Jesus, God this morning?
So not just God, but there is a warranty with God. When you accept Him as your personal Savior, there are some warranties that come with that, right? And so, yeah, I'm a believer, so of course I'm gonna talk about God. But as a therapist, some of the warranties is that when you come in to see us, you got to inform consent, which is kind of like a warranty. It tells you what you're going to get, what's covered and what's not. And the informed consent really just talks about services and what you're going to get. And then also another warranty is having a present therapist, someone who is in the room with you actively listening, and then they're going to customize you together are going to customize a plan that will work for you, an individual plan. It's not going to be the same as everybody else's, just like warranties are all not the same. Some warranties are 30 days, some are 60 days, right? And some cover yearly, so they are all different. And that's the same thing with therapy. You have to customize a plan that's going to work for your person, your client.
Well, let me just say that at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, we don't offer 30-day warranties. If you buy a car as is, you buy a car as is. But my suggestion is always that a person get coverage to cover themselves. If you buy a new car, you have the 3 years or 36,000 miles on a brand new car. If you buy a pre-owned car or a used car, I mean, you can get an extended service contract.
Yeah.
And it's always good to have some type of coverage on your vehicle, right?
Yeah.
The major components, your transmission, your engine, and people got to know it's different types of warranties.
Yeah.
You got just like when you go buy the best of shoes, right? And when I say the best of shoes, you might
I'm like, what?
I'm gonna take it to shoes, okay? So you go, okay. So you're going to buy the red bottom shoes, right? Paying a lot of money for the red bottoms, right?
Yeah.
I don't have any red bottoms, just so you know. But I'm saying you get the red bottom shoe, right? Top of the line. Then you come back and you say, you know what? Maybe I want the Marc Jacobs boots. I think he makes boots, right?
He makes boots.
Marc
He makes-
Jacobs.
yeah.
Then you come back and you might want boots from Naturalizer, right? Okay. So you got your high plan, your medium plan, and you got your entry level, medium.
Listen,
and
we
top
is
of the
not
line
gonna call
when it comes to
Naturalizer entry level because Naturalizer shoes are expensive.
They are, and I don't know
But
why I
know.
said that because that's what I wear. I wear Naturalized
I
shoes.
know that's right, me too.
So you got to think about when you get a warranty, you got to think about what type of coverage you're
Yeah.
gonna get, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like when you buy, let me just say when you go buy clothes, right? And I'm going from something very expensive to something that's not expensive, right? When you buy clothes, you can take it back for 30 days, right? Something go wrong, you can take it back. Yeah, you can go return it. You got 30 days.
I don't know about that.
You don't return clothes?
No,
Okay, right. I'm sorry. She gets all her food. She gets all her clothes custom made.
not all of them, but quite a few.
Majority of them are custom made, right?
But you know what? Since we are talking about warranties, and you asked me, am I going to talk about God? Am I going to bring a spin?
I'm used to
there's
that.
You should be.
Oh Lord.
I mean,
Okay,
it's
next.
a blessing.
Just get it out. Just get it out.
Y'all see how she rushing
Get
me
it
this
out.
morning? But the guarantee is, as a Christian, when you accept God as your personal Savior, there is some warranties. And through prayer, we learn about warranties. If we abide in Him and His Word abides in us, we can ask what we will. We're given some assurities with warranty. And so there's some benefits with that. So when you think about warranty, there's some benefits. It's a benefit with being a Christian. It is. It's a benefit with being a therapist, just like it's a benefit with you being the Queen of Carlons. When people come and sit in front of you, there are some things that they're going to get that
So-
they may not get elsewhere.
So let me just say this: when I think about warranty too, I always think about you gotta think about after the sale. You buy the car from me, or you buy the car from someone. You gotta think about after the sale. Who's gonna service you after the sale?
Absolutely.
That's why it's important that when you buy that car that salesperson or someone introduce you to someone in service.
That's
And if
good.
they're not in and it's later at night, then you get a business card, and you get introduced to that person. You get the business card. So you remember who you need to talk to. Or you find out who does that salesperson, who do you trust out there? Because they're going to be honest with you about your warranty. They're going to talk to you. A lot of times people come in and they say, I got a warranty. and I don't know what it covers. Well, yeah, you got to know a little bit what's covered in your warranty. You got to ask questions. You just don't sign the paperwork and say, okay, I've got a new vehicle and I got a warranty. No, what does it cover? You know, and then if you don't know, then
Read.
you need, no, well, you read, but that's when you ask the finance manager.
Yeah.
You just don't sign.
But
So,
but make sure you read before you sign. That's good. And all of that that you said kind of like just really relates back to what I was just talking about. Warranty. You have, as a Christian, you have Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So you have Holy Spirit with you. So I appreciate you talking about that this morning because it just all lines up. So when you talk about warranty, Regina, talk to me. Do like when persons come and buy a vehicle,
are
I
you
know you
interviewing
like
me?
to. Yeah, no, I mean you are the
The
Queen of Carlos. I
hell?
mean,
You hear me? What the hell? Are you
Regina
interviewing
cousin
me?
online.
Are you interviewing me? What the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah.
What the hell?
I just don't know. Lord, you gonna have to help. No, I was just asking a
No,
serious
no, go ahead.
question.
I'm sorry.
No, I was asking a serious question.
What?
So you encourage people to get warranties. Do you actually break them down to them so that they'll know which one to get?
So, what I do is I expressed you should get an extended service contract, right?
Hmm.
But I let my finance manager do her job
Okay.
on
Okay.
which one is the best. It
Okay.
depends on your driving needs, right?
Hmm.
And it depends on whether you want top of the line. But what we normally do is we include it and we talk to you about it.
That's
This
good.
is your payment
Hmm.
with a warranty. This includes, because a lot of people understand what warranty is and what gap is.
Hmm.
People don't understand. So
What's
it's like
gap?
walking them through the process. Okay, so she knows what gap is. So you want to tell everybody what gap is?
Is that the I don't
That's
know.
the coverage when you gap is when
Right.
you have the
I'm not
coverage
a
and you
salesperson.
listen. Gap is when you don't have insurance on your car. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's when
No,
you
no, 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 no,
after you
no.
ride off the lot, isn't there a difference? There's some depreciation and some stuff. So is that the actual cost of the car and versus what you owe or something like that?
Yeah,
Tell me.
because you know the answer.
I don't
So
know.
gap insurance is when you lease a car, all leasing companies, GM Financial, Ford, Chrysler, Mercedes, gap insurance is automatically included in your payment. And
Hmm.
you don't say whether you have an option or not. Because if your vehicle is in an accident and it's totaled and the value is not there in your car. Say if you owe 20,000 in your car and then they say, well, you totaled your car, the car is worth 15,000.
Hmm.
Then gap insurance is automatically going to come in and pay it off.
Hmm.
And so it pays up the remaining balance in your loan, but you must have automobile insurance. Some people get automobile insurance confused with gap, and you
Mm.
don't. You got to have insurance on your car.
Okay.
You have to. And a lot of people get confused. Oh, I don't need, I don't need car insurance because I have gap insurance. No, you
I
need
didn't know
gap
that was an
insurance.
option anymore,
What?
especially if you had a lease. If you can have car insurance or not.
No, it's not an option. Some people think you can. Oh, I got gap insurance. I don't need car insurance.
Won't they tax it, attack it onto your car payment if you don't have insurance?
So back in the day, they were famous for doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they will do it now.
Mm-hmm.
They will, they do periodic checks to make sure you have insurance because they want their collateral covered. Your collateral is your vehicle. They want it covered. So leasing companies do make periodic checks to make sure that you have car insurance. And
Mm-hmm.
especially when you leave out the lot, whether you got good credit or bad credit, does not matter. They're verifying that you have insurance. They're verifying that their collateral, your vehicle, which is their vehicle, you're just renting it. We just call it leasing because that's a sophisticated word we use now, right? But they verify that you have insurance in that vehicle. And then periodically during your lease, they may even verify that you have insurance in your car still. But when you're buying a car, most definitely they will force place insurance on your car.
That's good.
And then know that is how much they want to put on your car. It's not like, okay, if you got $1,000, that's 500. They're covering their vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really care about you at this point. If you are being that raggedy and you don't want to have car insurance on your vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're gonna force place car insurance on your vehicle. But let me just say this: it is a bank out there. It is one bank that I know that we use, right? That you can have POPD. They don't care what you have for coverage.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 814, and
Yeah, but I just wanted to say this last thing. These tips you can also get out of Regina's book. So make sure that you download her book. Now, what's the name of your book?
ebook. Navigating all loans with bad credit. Navigating all loans with bad credit.
Navigating Auto Loans with Bad Credit. We'll be right back after we take this break. Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com. Master Baker.
Are you paying high interest rates on car loans? Are you repeatedly getting denied when applying for credit cards? Or perhaps you'd like to buy a home and you're not sure you'd qualify. Did you know that turning your credit around can be done in less time than you think? Better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. And I am here to help you do just that. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of steps that anyone can follow. Contact me today. I am your financial life coach, Kathy Washington, 1-800-988-9184. That number again is 1-800-988-9184. Contact me today for your free consultation and let us help you get your financial house in order.
Regina the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, come see the Queen, like Dr. T.
The Queen got me approved the same day and got me what I wanted. No hassle, no problems. Go see Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
That's right, my lenders are making unheard of deals where others simply cannot. Ride in style with the Queen, Regina the Queen of Car Loans. Just Google Regina the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Yeah, we're back, everybody. I'm so excited. It is now time for the Therapist Corner, and we have joining us this morning Cassandra Cassie Thomas. She is a licensed clinical psychologist. She is a mental health professional, and I'm so excited to have her in the building with us on the screen. Good morning, Cassie.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Regina. Good morning, Dr. T. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. We're so excited that you are on. So, listeners, listen, this is a segment where you're going to get some news you can use. So, Cassandra hails right from Pontiac, Michigan. So, because I'm a Pontiac resident, whoop, whoop.
Ooh,
But she did go to Pontiac Northern, y'all. So, I'm just going to leave that right there,
okay,
because
y'all.
Chiefs in the house.
Okay, Husky House.
Chiefs is
Well,
in the house. Wait a minute.
no. So now you showing out.
Showing
Because I
all
didn't
the way
graduate
out.
from Northern, but I did 2 years.
That's all
So
right. You
no, I'm
You
can't.
still on the winning team, Regina?
right, exactly.
Hold on. When you graduate from 12th grade?
Don't worry about that.
I'll shout it out.
Wait a minute. You're not gonna
No,
say what year I graduated.
I said not the year, but what school. I will tell
It
it.
don't matter. I'm a Pontiac resident.
No,
Born. It
no.
doesn't matter where I graduated from.
So for
It
all
does
the
not matter.
disclaimer, everybody, if you did not graduate from 12th grade from a high school, don't claim it. But anyway,
I think I'm gonna have to deal with you at breakfast this morning.
that's what you're gonna have to do. So
Okay.
we got Cassie on this morning, and so Cassie, I'm so excited. It's been a long time coming for this moment. So here we are today. So can you tell the viewers and the listeners a little bit about you and what you do?
Yes, yes, yes. So again, thank you for having me. It's definitely been a long time coming. We've been knowing each other for a very long time. So you got an opportunity to see my growth through the ranks.
Yes, I have, and it's
So
been good to watch.
yeah, so I appreciate all of your support always. So I am a clinical therapist. And what that means is that I specialize in working with individuals who may be dealing with some personal concerns, maybe some anxiety, depression, grief, um, basically any life concern that you have. We can sit down, we can talk about it, and work through a personalized plan of figuring out what looks like success for you. I
Hmm.
am a therapist that believes in holistic therapy, meaning like I want to help you figure out what works for you. I don't want to be one to tell you what to do. I don't want to be one to offer all of these suggestions. I really want to help you unlock the key and unlock the answers that's going to be appropriate for your life and sustainable, things that you're going to utilize even when our therapy relationship may be ended.
That's good. And Cassandra, when we talked earlier this week, we kind of talked about social media and how social media it's a good thing and it's also a bad thing. And one of the things I wanted to talk about this morning is how social media talks about how therapy in a way that it kind of demeans it, because everybody now is gravitating saying, oh, my anxiety, or oh, I have or that person is narcissistic. Let's kind of talk about what that generally does.
So again, social media is definitely a gift and a curse. There are some wonderful things about social media, connecting, learning, reaching out to old family members, friends, all of those things. So when utilized appropriately, social media can really be a gift. However, what we see when it comes to social media is that any and everybody can post something. So
Hmm.
that doesn't mean that you're credentialed. It doesn't mean that you're licensed. It doesn't even mean that you're a specialist in the field. You just wake up with an opinion, you get on your platform, and you say what you need to say.
Hmm.
That can become dangerous to certain individuals when they don't do their research to follow up and see, well, who is this person that's talking to me? What is this advice that I'm following? Right. So we see an influx of people who are life coaches. We see an influx of people who are offering master classes for certain things. And it's essential that when you follow the advice of these people, or even following their page, that you understand where their education comes from, what their background is, because you just
Hmm.
don't want Joe from down the block giving you life advice. You don't know anything about their training, but they might have some ideas about life or some personal experience, but that doesn't mean it's going to apply to your life.
That's good. And no shade to those that are doing life coaching or professionals, however you want to term it. But let's kind of talk about the
I'm
difference
throwing
between
shade.
a life
I'm throwing
coach.
shade though.
Why?
I'm showing shade. You guys are therapists, I understand, but I'm throwing shade
Eh?
because too many people get on their platform and they always talk like they know,
Mm,
and they don't know.
mm,
You can't. To me, when you have to have credentials to
mm-hmm.
say some stuff.
Yes.
Anybody can go be a life coach. You can pay for that and
Yeah.
go through it,
That's what
right?
we're gonna talk about
You
too.
can.
So
It,
I'm
it
not
costs about
shade.
$1,200, Virginia. $1,200
Yeah, it's $1,200.
Is it?
Yeah,
coach. Yep.
And
so
that's it.
that's it. So kind of let's talk about that, Cassie. What's it tell the listeners, like, what's the difference between getting a life coach and a licensed therapist?
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
So a life coach again is a
You
person
know,
that Regina is off the shade today.
It's
you
cheaper.
know it. Listen.
Oh, a life coach is a person who they do have some. I don't want to call it training, but they do have some education because you got to go through these courses. And
Mhm,
to Regina's point, you doing it online, like you signing
mhm,
up for some online courses, you taking a few of them, and I'll be very transparent. I looked it up because I wanted to see where's this competition
mhm,
coming from, where's our clientele going to. So it's about $1,200 to do that, and it maybe take you a week or so to get some pointers, get some tips, and then here you are out trying to educate people.
mhm,
So I would say in a positive way, the motivation for life coaches comes from their own experience. So they typically have like a situation or something that's going on in their life that they feel passionate about, right? Like they've been through
mhm,
grief or they've been through relationship breakups or something like that. So that's usually their calling card, something that they have experience in, but that doesn't mean that it's the clinical experience. So, Dr. T, you know how hard we work to get our letters.
absolutely.
We're licensed, which means that we are checked in on often.
Yes.
Laura
What
come
does
in to
that
check
mean?
our.
What does that mean? Check in off.
Well,
Yeah,
so
so
go
we
ahead.
have to continue our education. We
Absolutely.
have to continue reporting to the licensing board. We
Yes.
have to continue to check in and make sure we're valid. So
Mhm,
every year you have to do certain trainings to maintain your license.
mhm,
And there's somebody regulating that. Very similar to any other license that you have, nursing, doctor, um, financial license and all those things. Like we are educated and have to be continue to stay above the curve. Like we need to
Mhm.
make sure that we stay fresh, we understand what's going on in the world, and do our best to stay up on our education. So that's the difference. That's what you get when you are working with a licensed therapist. They are lifelong learners. They're going to try to
Absolutely.
stay above the curve. They're going to try to understand what's going on in our social climate as well as in people's personal lives to make sure that the conversations that they're having are authentic and truly beneficial.
That's good. And we're governed by the ethics committee. So that's huge too. Persons that are life coaches are not. You know, they don't have, we have to answer. If we do something ethically wrong, we have to answer to that board. So, yeah,
And I tell any and everybody, I don't play about my letters. I work too hard to get them. I'm definitely not giving them away.
you're still paying for them. Stop playing.
Still.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't realize how much continuing education that it was
Yeah.
in order to, because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you get your license, you're done, nobody's paying
Mm-mm.
attention to you. So
Mm-mm.
you got to go through continuing education and you got to stay in the know, right?
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
stand and up because there's so many things changing daily. Daily things are changing. There's a lot of things that kind of stay the same, but there's new things popping up. I mean, even in the world we live in now, at one point we were, was we got different genders that's popping up now. Like you have to be aware of what's going on.
Mhm.
And so, Cassandra, since we're talking about, mental illness today, let's kind of talk about, the seasonal affective disorder or like seasonal depression and anxiety that usually happens right about now.
Seasonal depression. So seasonal depression is
But wait a minute, shout out to Rico Hayes who's saying you're so smart.
Rico know you. Rico.
And Rico got the last name Hayes. He know you right.
I'm gonna just leave him right there, but I appreciate that. I appreciate
And Rico also said Husky Pride. So I want you to know it's a
That's
few
right.
Huskies on here today.
That's right. So don't hate. Thank you,
that.
Rico.
That's right. So seasonal depression is something that I definitely would like to bring a little bit of awareness to
Mhm.
because it seems to, well, statistically, it does impact people of color
Mhm.
at a higher rate than any other ethnicity, and especially women of color.
Yes.
So this occurs when we get that wonderful daylight savings. It's getting dark at 5 o'clock. It's like feel like midnight by 6 o'clock. It's cold
Mhm.
outside, and you're not getting that natural vitamin D by the sun naturally motivating you to kind of get out and about. So even if you're not an outdoorsy person, during our spring and summer times, we can still feel the impact of the weather playing on our ability to feel like you want to get up and get out, go to Target, do all of those things. But when it's cold outside and when it's dark outside, we don't want to do anything but get back home if we had to leave out, put your
Mhm.
pajamas on, snuggle up under the covers, and pull that blanket up just a little bit higher to just relax and feel like, you know what, I'm done with this day and we're going to try again tomorrow.
Mhm.
So seasonal depression can be specifically for us in Michigan. It starts when it gets cold. When it gets cold and it gets dark earlier with that daylight savings time, that's when a lot of women notice, or a lot of people in general, but especially women, notice that they just don't feel motivated. They don't have the energy to get up and get out, and everything feels like blah.
Mhm.
One of the key symptoms of that is just saying like, "Oh, I'm tired," and not having a good understanding of what you're tired from. Like you're doing the same activities that you usually do, but at this time of the year, you just feel exhausted all the time.
Yeah. Oh,
Booby.
serendipitously, Bobby.
Booby.
She said
That's
therapists
Booby.
see their
Is that Booby or Bobby?
Bobby. They She said that therapists see their own therapist, and that's absolutely true. A good therapist does have another therapist and a mentor.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
what do you think about that, Cassandra?
So that's 100% spot on. A therapist definitely has to have a therapist of their own to decompress, right? Because
Yeah.
we're the point people that you get to come. This is a place, a
Mhm.
space that you get to come and you can dump all of your traumas, all of your
Mhm.
dramas, and you get to leave feeling lighter and happier than when you showed up.
Yeah.
For your therapist, we still have to deal with that and still have to process those things. So we are trained and usually work really hard not to let anybody else's life issue, that transference of energy, not let people's life issues come on you. But sometimes you may hear something that's very triggering just for your own personal life.
Yes.
And you need to process that. You need to talk it out before you get to your next clients or come up on your next situation. Um, And then speaking on a mentor, you definitely need a mentor. There's always somebody who has led the way or somebody who comes before you who can give you some good advice. So as I shared in the beginning, Dr. T has been with me ever since my undergrad education and been that motivating force. So I just attached to her. I'm like, oh, you ain't going nowhere. We together. We locked in for life. So when there are certain things that come up, maybe even personally and professionally, I can call her and say, hey, it's time. We need to chat. And we do well at having good conversations. And maybe even if she needs to say, you know what, I was thinking about this too. Let me bounce this off of you. And we have that opportunity to really decompress with each other.
Okay, let me get in real quick.
Get in.
I've been trying to get in.
Get in.
So let me just say,
Jump in.
it's having someone or a therapist or having someone that you can confine in and talk to talk through things is very important. And to be able to decompress and to have conversations, because sometimes we go off on the limb and we go off because sometimes every action is a reaction, right? So we have to have someone that we can call or we can decompress. Is that the right word? Decompress as much as we can with. So shout out to Dr. T, because I blow her phone up almost every day. And not I won't say every day. Maybe we talk every day, but every other day I'm saying, you know what? I'm feeling a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? Or I made this decision. And how do I move this to a different, how do I change the way I acted? Or, I don't know.
Yeah. And
Help me out, because
well,
I'm flipping daily.
Yeah. So I just kind of help her move from one space to another. Just move from one space to another.
So Booby's saying something at the bottom.
That's Bobby.
Bobby, okay. Bobby,
One
Bobby,
thing-
you should be calling in and win these
Yeah. Come on.
Detroit Piston tickets Monday
Come on,
night.
Bobby, call in. She said one thing people have to understand, that just because someone has a license to practice doesn't mean they are a good therapist. I've learned that it takes more than just book knowledge. You're absolutely true. And so one therapist is not going to be good for every person. And so that's why I'm so thankful for Psychology Today, because there are a ton of therapists and you have to find one that's going to work and serve you well. So all therapists, but they're not the answer to every person. But I do believe that God has sanctioned some very good therapists out here who are listening agents and really want to see the change in His people. So to me, you're absolutely right. One person is not the go all be all. And so that's why I really love the Therapist Corner, because I like, working with other therapists and saying, hey, you specialize in this. And one of the things that Cassandra specializes is in grief, and she specializes in not just grief, but anxiety and depression. And so for those of you that are listening, it's over 60 million people that experience depression and anxiety every year. And at one point, it was every 2 out of 4 persons were dealing with it, and it's undiagnosed. So I just really want to, share that what we're talking about today, seasonal depression. We have a call coming in, so I'll be right back. Well, we got a call coming in. This is the person
See that?
that, Regina talking about, can she get in? Let's
We
see who
gotta
the
do a
caller
note
is.
thing. Can I get
She
in?
can't even see it.
Can I get in?
All right, let's see who the caller is, and we'll go back.
Hi, this is Sarah. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is serendipitously Bobby.
Oh,
Oh.
serendipitously, Bobby. Good morning.
Good morning.
So you are
I
our
wanna-
first caller.
Yes, I want to say I love the show. I'm gonna be waking up on Saturdays to listen. Y'all talking my language. I love it.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Now, tell me, are you in the Metro Detroit area? Can you go to the Pistons game on Monday night?
I am in Oakland County, and
Okay.
yes, I can.
You can go this Monday night. These are great seats. You're going to have a great time. Are you going to be able to go?
Let me take a peek. Hold on.
Yeah,
Where's my
because
calendar?
we want to make sure whoever wins these tickets are going to be there, because we want to see a picture of you, because being the driver's seats are sitting you to see the Detroit Pistons.
And they're good seats. Oh
They're
my God.
good
And they're
seats.
not in the nosebleed.
That's
They are good
right.
Oh
seats.
yeah, I am available.
You are
I can
available?
take one.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, we got your number from the call in, and we will be in contact with you after the show. Did you have
Okay,
any
thank
question?
you.
Did you have a question that you wanted to ask Cassandra?
No, I'm enjoying the show. This was great to wake up. I saw the post yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I just happened to wake up one time and tuned in. So I just want to say you guys are doing great, and I'm loving the show. So
Thank
thank you for
you.
what you do.
Thank you. Shout out to our caller. Thank you for calling in
We
today.
got our number, right? We got our number.
Yeah,
You're
we
welcome. Have a
Okay.
great
All
Saturday.
right.
You
Thank you, and
too.
thanks for calling in. We appreciate you. Can I? So on my whiteboard right here that Santi, our producer, put to me that you really can't see that Doctor.
See,
I
can't
gave
nobody
to.
see it.
Oh yeah, they can. Look, they can see it now. So look, I said, can I get in a little bit? Can I ask a question? Laugh, laugh, laugh out loud.
Yeah, listen, come on
uh,
in. Come in the room.
So let me just say. So you said one key thing. You said you psychology today.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about the psychology today, because you said that every therapist is not well. Talk about psychology today,
Yeah,
because
let's
I know
let
that you
Cassie
give
take
that
that.
I know that you give that a lot. You used to when you used to give that a lot
Yeah.
out to people when they need help. So can we
Yeah.
talk about psychology today? What is it? How do they contact
Yeah.
psychology today?
Go ahead, Cassie.
So, Dr. T and I both are listed on Psychology Today. So, it's a platform or like a website, a hub, however you want to look at it, where you can really take time to shop around for a therapist. You can
Mm-hmm.
put in a lot of filters to try to narrow down your location, your preference, what you're looking for, maybe what some concerns are that you're having. And it'll, as you keep filtering, it'll narrow it down for you to try to help you get a good glimpse of like what therapists are available in your area. So you go on there, you get to read bios, you get to see pictures. I think that those things are very important when you are selecting a therapist. Like understand their background, understand their training, understand what their
Mm-hmm.
views are on life. Reading that quick bio and seeing that picture can help you really see like, oh, do I think I'm going to connect with this person? Do I even want to give
Mm-hmm.
them a try?
Yeah, and it also gives you different options. Like she said, if you want to do virtual or if you want to see in person. So that's a great place to start. And I want to we have a question from Chantel. Chantel, shout out to Chantel. She watches every Saturday morning. Thank you, Chantel, for watching. You have also won some things from being in the driver's seat, so we're so glad you're on. She has a question. Is there a holistic approach to treat seasonal or election depression?
Election depression. We might get into that. For absolutely, there's always a holistic approach. I always recommend to my clients that after we talk about some things and we try to get some understanding, is that you also check in with your primary care provider. Like we work together as a team to make
Mhm.
sure that what you're feeling and what you're going through is appropriate to handle in therapy, or making sure that you don't have any medical things going on, right? Because sometimes
Mhm.
our symptoms can be like psychosomatic. They can be things that we feel in our body. They can be just things that are actually wrong, or just you could just be so overwhelmed that you just start feeling like something is wrong, like get that nervousness in your stomach, can't go to the bathroom, can't eat, can't sleep, can't drink, those
Mhm.
type of things. So when we first start discussing your symptoms, I'm going to recommend like, okay, let's make sure we get a checkup first and compare these results. Because if it's nothing medically wrong, then that means that we can deal with this all in the mental health realm. So
That's
that helps. Get into the holistic thoughts. There are a ton of vitamins, and you have to find
mhm.
out what the right vitamin blend is for you. That requires some blood work, also checking in with your PCP to find out where you may be deficient and what you need to supplement with. So don't just go out and buy a ton of vitamins that you researched or Googled yourself on WebMD or Google. Make sure that you're getting the right things that you need for your body, because that's where you're going to get the maximum impact.
And that's where these professionals come into place, because a therapist is going to refer you back. Like she said, you work with your primary care. We work with the primary care physicians also. And so that's good. And then in some cases, you may need to see someone else outside of your primary care physician and your therapist. You may need to see a psychiatrist. So there are some things that you can learn throughout the process working with a therapist.
So I have a quick question.
Yes.
I love you guys, but I feel like I'm just trying to get in this morning. I love the conversation you guys are having this morning. I think this is actually one of our best. Even this is our first therapist corner,
Hmm.
but this is much needed right now because of Thanksgiving and because of Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, because
Holidays are
I know
coming.
personally, it's different for me at Thanksgiving. It's different for me at Christmas. And I try to stay busy. And if I have change during this time, which I'm about to have some change, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with the change, man, I lose it.
Mm.
I lost it for 2 months. And Dr. T was like, you good? You know what I mean? It was just, I had to go through, I had to go through to deal with something that's going to happen right now with my brother, change.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is really helping me with therapy right now. But let me just say, I got a question. So if you are seeking a therapist on Psychology Today, should you check out a person's social media platform? Or that's just going too much into a person's background? Because I would. I mean, I'm a dive all in, but should you do that?
Well, if we can be honest, we are Inspector Gadgets, right? So if somebody puts something on social media right now, we have the need to want to know. So we all on their page, we looking down, scrolling. Okay, what's really going on? If you can be honest, right? And so if I'm looking for a therapist, I wouldn't search social media first.
No,
But I
no.
mean, but
I'm saying Psychology Today.
Yeah.
You got the name.
yeah,
You read the
but you
bio.
didn't let me finish.
But you-
Like I'm gonna look. I'm going to look
So
on
you
social
gonna look.
media. Yeah, because Cassandra said something really powerful earlier. You have to really know where a person stands. Like if you have to know where they stand, what they believe in, and if you can really sit and learn and grow from them. Because it's a partnership. It's not something that you just jump into. Oh, I need a therapist. I'm just gonna go with the first one. No, you're gonna do your due diligence and check. But Cassandra, I'm gonna jump right in and let you go ahead and use that.
So I think that first of all, you start on Psychology Today, and then you go over to social media. What most therapists should have, and I'm preference that, is they're going to have a business page, right? So you're not going to get a deep dark look, or you shouldn't get a deep dark look into their own personal life. I don't think that that is relevant to your treatment, but you should, like Dr. T said, be able to look and see and make sure that your values are aligned. You have to make sure that a person who you're seeing is gonna work for you. So it is definitely tailored to what you need when it comes to therapy. But just for an example, I don't want to get deep down into it, but
Keep down into it.
somebody said election depression. So when you think about it, how would you feel if I was on one side of the wing and you were on the other side of the wing, and we know what we just witnessed with our election? How could I help you if we don't have those same beliefs and same values when it comes down to humanity, when it comes down to social justice? You may not know everything that I strongly feel, because that's not important when we in therapy, but you should have an idea that this person is like-minded and aligns with my values, and we can work well together.
That's good. Demarge said therapy isn't to fix you, it reveals you to you. And that's one of the biggest things. We are not
like that.
fixers. We are not fixers. Let me say that again. We are not fixers. And he is absolutely right. Therapy does really reveal you to you, and it gives you an opportunity to say things out loud. Oftentimes we keep things inside. We don't really bounce them. You bouncing it off somebody who don't really have any skin in the game. Like when you come and sit in front of me, I'm your neutral person. You don't have to go home with me. You can be honest in session with me. And one of the things I encourage people is to feel. A lot of times we quickly want to erase something, push something away. I don't let Kleenex be in my office. People be like, well, why? Because we're so quick to try to wipe
it
things
up.
away, trying to cover it up, trying to show that I got this, and really we don't. I encourage you to feel so that you can begin to deal with those things that you are feeling, and then healing takes place. So, Cassandra, I appreciate
deal,
you this
heal.
one. Yeah, feel, deal, heal is one of the 3-step process. I really, utilize that, but I appreciate this morning your transparency, even your own. Like, listen, you may not believe 100% like me, but we have to be on some kind of neutral wavelength so that we can work this thing out together. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about is the influx of mental health mental illness that we're seeing. 60 million people experience it almost every year. It's inevitable. We're dealing with it. A lot of people walking around depressed, and they so used to it. They've become accustomed to it. So let's kind of get into that this morning.
Okay. So one thing I want to say before I miss it, because I wrote down a note when Regina was talking about being able to decompress with Dr. T when she calls. And I wanted to highlight that I think that this is there is some benefit to chatting with your friends and then chatting with your therapist, right? As Dr. T stated, from a therapist standpoint, we're neutral. We have no skin in the game. We're not going home with you. So you really get to jump in and really lay it all on the line. You get to talk very candidly. In my sessions, I want you to talk like you are talking to your most trusted girlfriend, a person that you like. I want to hear it all. I want us to talk candidly. I want us to talk in whatever language is comfortable for you. Like you don't have to be proper primp and all of that
Right.
when you come to my sessions.
Yeah.
And by the time we get done, I'm going to run down the clinical aspect. I'm going to let you know, like, hey, this is what we're dealing with. But to get to that point, you have to have authentic conversations. I need to know who you are. You need to know who I am. So when you're talking with your friends and you're working through a concern, their responses, 9 times out of 10, friends and family, are coming from an emotional place. What they think is best for you. What I think, now Regina talking to me about this, so now I'm going to tell her what I've been thinking for all 10 years, that she should have left this man alone. She should have did this, she should have did that. It's
Yeah.
emotional when it's our family and our friends.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be good intention, it may be goodwill, but it does not mean that it's always the best guidance or the best advice. It's what people want or what they think they see for you is in your best interest. That may not always be the case. When you come to a therapist, it's neutral.
Right.
What do you
So
want? And I think it
we
goes
got
off of
a
Damar's
question.
it goes off of Damar's point of like therapy reveals you. What do you want to do? Let's work towards that. Let's make you feel empowered to get there.
Yeah.
And that's good that you brought out what you want to do, because it's not what I want you to do, it's what you want to do. So Tony Rowe asked the question. He said, is it true that suicide increases during the holiday season? I'm going to let you answer that.
I believe that I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but what I believe is that it's consistent throughout the year. It's just highlighted more during this time. I will say that we did talk about having that influx of seasonal depression and those feelings and those thoughts that come up during the holiday times and dealing with your families, dealing with your loved ones, all of those things. They can add and be contributing factors to someone's feeling of just not wanting to be here anymore. But I do think that unfortunately suicide rates are consistent across the year, but we get more we are more aware during this time because there's always so much going on.
Yeah, and it's highlighted.
Hmm.
But I don't think that it's an increase, but I think it's more awareness around the holidays. People, because people are really checking on you at that time. If you really think about holidays, people are more nicer, especially Thanksgiving and Christmas. They're more giving. They want to, help, and it's that time of year. It's another question.
Comment.
Let me see, someone may also his or no, it was a question that she posed that I missed. She said a statement: tears are very healing. Men also need to know that it's okay to cry, and that's absolutely true. Some men were taught that when you don't cry, hold your chest out. Tears are make you a punk, if I can be honest. But the reality of it is emotions are emotions. No matter if you're a man or a woman, you should be able to express them. You should be
So
able
what we
to
need to do?
cry.
We need to run in the bathroom and cry, and then
No,
come back
I
to
mean,
work? Or what do we need to do here?
you don't have to run anywhere. See, this
Cry at our
that's
desk.
you can. I mean, you are a human being. When things hurt, if you cut your arm and you see blood everywhere and it hurts. So why do you have to hide hurt? I understand that there's a time and a place for everything, but when things hurt, stop telling yourself that it doesn't hurt when it really does hurt. Allow yourself to say this
I
hurt.
think we do that just to
It's a
in our
coping
mind.
mechanism.
Yes, coping. Even with me, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
When I'm walking up and down these stairs, I'm like, oh my God, I'm hurting.
Oh, well,
You know what I mean?
see, that's physical hurt, but I'm talking emotional hurt. Like
It's
Cassandra was
emotionally
saying.
messing with my mind because I'm getting older. My legs don't move.
All right,
Now,
so
that's the thing. That's the
DeMar
thing.
made a statement. In my opinion, I feel like depression and anxiety are triggered by control issues and loss of hope. So that's exactly what anxiety is. Anxiety is a loss of control. That's what it is. When a lot of people experience anxiety because they can't control what's happening around them.
So you know what?
Let's talk about that.
Can we get Demar to engage this morning?
DeMar engaged.
Right. Can we have him call in?
Call
right
in,
quick?
DeMar. 248-905-1128. Call in, DeMar.
Because he's the man's
Because you're
perspective.
saying
He's the
tears
man's perspective this morning.
tears are a release valve, and men do cry, but usually in private. That's absolutely true. Call in, Demar. This morning, we want to hear your voice. And I appreciate him saying that they usually cry in public. And I appreciate that because
He said they usually cry in public.
no, in private, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I appreciate that because men need to know it's okay. But if they're around people and they feel safe, because when men cry, it's almost like it's a It's a demeaning, like
It's a shocking. We're
no,
shocked.
it's not so much a shock, but like I'm less than a man because I'm shedding a tear. No, you're not. You're showing that you're human. Who do you know that never cries?
But we're shocked. If a man cries,
Listen.
It
sometimes
captures your attention. If a man cries, it definitely captures your attention.
that's the word. Thank you.
And it's the societal norms, right? Because they
Yeah.
expect women to be prim and proper and have the emotions and show all of those things, and men are expected to just be the protector and the provider, which is a great role for them. But that doesn't mean that they can't have emotions. They can't feel. They don't get the opportunity to decompress with somebody or chat about what they're feeling, because men are going through the same or even more concerns that women are, but we are just a little more apt to be vulnerable with our feelings. We're a little bit more willing to have that chit chat with your girlfriends or to even seek therapy. Like
All
we're a
right,
little bit
Demar
more
here.
to do that.
I'm sorry, Cassandra. I didn't mean to cut you off, but Demar is on. So Demar, you on with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I may sound like Barry White right now.
Can you hear him, Cassandra?
I can hear them.
Okay. What's up, Demar? We wanted to hear a male's perspective this morning.
I was chiming in because I actually learned the benefits of therapy. So
Yeah.
I've been in therapy probably the last 6 years,
Mm.
and it was trial and error, as you said. Like you have to find the match for you. I just tried to dive in with one, and then as I got to the thick of things, I felt like she couldn't connect with me
Mm-hmm.
and pushing me to where I needed to go. So I did have to find the perfect match, and now, like I said, I see the benefits of it. As y'all already mentioned, it's hard to get yourself together when you got people who only want to see the best for you. So they may not give you the harsh truth that you need at the moment.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
so I encouraged all my friends to try therapy. At this point, I think everybody is actually participating, but 2 of my friend group, and hey, in their own time, and they may turn it around, but my other friends, they definitely see the benefit as well.
Oh, that's good. Do you have a
Yeah,
question
appreciate
for Cassie?
No, I mean, I was just chiming in. Y'all information is solid, like I said, because like I said, I have benefited from therapy. I understand the need for it. It's not saying that you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that it actually means you're sane enough to see something is wrong.
Amen.
That's good.
That's right. That's right.
That's good. Well,
One
thank
thing
you.
that I like that Demar shared, and thank you for being transparent with your time frame, like being in therapy for 6 years. Some people would look at that and say, "Oh my God, he's still in therapy, he's still doing all this." But what you don't understand until you get into it is that therapy is also for maintenance as well.
Yes.
So after the crisis is over,
Love that.
that doesn't mean you have to end your therapeutic relationship.
Mm.
That means that we may not need to see each other every week, maybe not every 2 weeks, but we can do a monthly check-in just to make sure that things are going well. And guess what? When life start lifing again, we will ramp that frequency right back up and get right back to what we need until that wave passes. So maintaining that therapeutic relationship can be essential. It's just like maintenance for your car.
That's good.
Ooh, I like
Yep.
the way
that
she
was
put
And
that in there.
Go ahead, Demar.
and that's exactly what I do. No, I was saying that's exactly where I'm at now. So like I said, it's a monthly check-in. If I do need some intervention in between, I can always make that call. But yeah, it's definitely a monthly check-in at this point.
That's good. Well, thank you for joining
Thank
us,
you so
Demar.
much. Yeah.
That was good hearing a male perspective. And I just want you all to know, like they gave time frames, but I have people that check in quarterly too. I have people that check in 2 times a year. You know, it's good, like Cassandra said, to have that that frequency. So you know somebody got your back. Hey, if I need to go check in, I'm gonna check in.
So me checking in every other day is not normal, huh?
I am not your therapist.
You are my therapist. You are. I said, yes, you are. You just don't get paid. You are my therapist. You keep me sane.
So, Cassandra, there is one more thing I want us to talk about that happens in October. Let's talk about it real quick.
October,
Yes, my
November, it
favorite
happens
thing.
in October,
Oh.
and so this is for all of the ladies that's listening, and for all the men. This is information for you. So, come on, share with us.
So October 11th had been coined Black Girl Day off. And when I tell you I'm so excited to celebrate this, like this is what we need. This is a day and a time for you to just prioritize yourself, do absolutely nothing or do everything under the sun, however you want to do it. It is a day for you. I wish it was a national holiday, but we haven't gotten there yet. This day, Black Girl Day Off, was developed by a young lady named Tamika Casanova in 2020. So this is one of those things that for social media that is a positive thing, right? Because she started this campaign and she was like, "Girl, you tired? I'm tired. We tired together. Let's just take a break and pick this day to ensure that everyone takes a moment, at least one time out of the year, to really pause and just really focus on yourself and your healing."
Yeah.
So this year, I sent out a mass text. I took the day off and I sent out a mass text message to my friends to just offer some encouraging words and really try to just let them know like what this day is for. And I would say a good amount of them had never heard of this before.
Because I haven't.
Yeah. But I love it. And I also love it. And, not just for Black women, for women all over the world. This is a time where you can just really say, you know what? I'm honoring me today. I'm going to water me today. We water people all day, every day. And so you have to get watered yourself. You need to be replenished and refreshed yourself. So I appreciate that day. I'm going to be participating on October 11th next year.
Well, October 11th next year is on a Saturday, so you're probably going to be off. We're going to be doing our
That's
show.
how it
though.
would.
We're going to
Listen.
be doing our show, though.
Yeah.
After the show, then we'll let her work for an hour, and then we'll let y'all work for an hour, and then after the show, you got to take the day off.
And look, I looked up in my phone, October 11th next
She
year.
wants to make sure that she
It's
gets.
a Saturday.
And I'm planning it. Put it on your calendar, mark it down as a day that you need to rest. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I wanted to share with you both the text message that I did send out to bring awareness to this day and why we're gonna follow through with it. So just really quickly, I wrote out to all my friends, to every woman striving for balance. Remember that rest is not a luxury, but it's a necessity. Prioritize your well-being as much as your goals. Protect your energy by setting boundaries, learning that today is not about giving yourself permission, but you really need to recharge. Success is sustainable when it's built on self-care and not burnout. Rest fuels resilience, and with that, you can achieve anything.
That is so good. Cassandra, I really appreciate this segment today. Tell the viewers and the listeners, how can they get in contact with you if they want to seek out therapy?
If you are looking for a therapist and you are interested in following up with me, I am on Psychology Today. You can type me in, Cassie Thomas, and you'll be able to find me. My photo is there, my bio is there. I'm also on social media as well, so you can find me on Facebook at Cassie Thomas. That is my business page, and also on Instagram, Convos with Cassie.
Yeah, so this has been such a great segment. We had a lot of engagement, and it was some news that they could use. If there was one thing that you wanted to leave the listeners and the viewers with, what would it be?
So earlier when you all first started the show, Regina was talking about warranties. So as I was sitting here listening to her talk about warranties, I started jotting some things down. So when you think about a warranty and applying it to therapy, a warranty guarantees results. Therapy also involves commitment to get to that process of results. You need to be reliable, accountable. You need to set boundaries. You have a personal responsibility. Just like when you have a warranty, you got to do certain things to keep your car up. You can't just drive it down into the dirt and say, hey, fix this. You have a personal responsibility, and you're responsible for your therapy to learn and engage. And then the final thing is just thinking about restoration and maintenance when it comes to your warranties. Warranties are designed to fix or prevent problems. And in therapy, you're going to learn tools to prevent and cope with your issues.
That's so good. So yeah, y'all heard it here. Thank you so much, Cassandra. It's been
Thank
such
you.
a great segment. I can't wait for us to do a part 2. I think we should do a part 2. So I'll be in contact with you. We need to do a part 2.
I'm
So I
excited.
think maybe
We should
next
do it
month.
back to back. Oh,
Yeah.
you're saying the same thing.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
should do a part 2 in
Yep.
December. So can you check your schedule so that we can do a part 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
Absolutely. I would love to come back.
Yeah. So thank you so much. We love you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No,
So
thank you.
everybody, it was such a great show today. Thank you for all those that were engaged with us. Thank you so much. It's been a good show today.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. And yeah, we had some good We had a lot of participation this morning, so we appreciate everybody that tuned in this morning, and know that every week we'll be giving away a prize. We'll be giving away something every week. So same time next week, same
Yeah.
place.
Happy Saturday, everybody.